Hey everyone, I'm Brian. You're watching Build a Place channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how I'm going to replace the hoses on my drive motor for my man lift. I decided to buy standard length hose. These have JIC fittings on both ends, and then I bought adapters to adapt them to make the configuration for the custom hose. So I've already done the other side. It turned out pretty good. I bought pretty much everything from the surplus center. They have a decent assortment of adapters, and they have a lot of different lengths of hydraulic hose. I did have to buy one adapter that they didn't have from on eBay, so I have that one. I'll show that one. But otherwise, I buy everything from surplus center. The nice thing is, if this hose goes bad, I just need to go and buy a piece of hose or buy a standard off-the-shelf hose. I already have the adapter, so it'll just work. These are 18 inches long, or at least everything I picked was 18 inches long. It worked good on the other side. I'm hoping it works the same on this side. These are the original hoses that I took off. This is the one they didn't have at the surplus center, this adapter that had that long of a neck. But the other one, it didn't need this long of a neck, so I just replaced it with a short neck. And then these other two, they just had regular short 90s on them, so I just put standard one from the surplus center. And I'll bring this camera down and I'll show you how the first side looked. This is the backside view of the hoses with the adapters on it, and that end didn't require adapters. They're just straight in, but we'll go to the other side and be able to see probably better the front side. Here's a video showing the front side. I'm not sure how much you can see, but this is the adapter that I couldn't find at the surplus center. But the other one's back here. You may not be able to see them very well, but I was able to find everything else through the surplus center. Starting from the hoses where they come out from the main lift, I'll start taking them off. From the other side, I realized it's easy to take, or it's easier if you take the lower hoses off first and then replace them back in the same order. Put the upper ones on first and then the lower ones, put them on second. Pull this pan just a little bit. I don't want to catch all this oil. There's going to be a hose is going to be full of oil, most definitely. And the top hose goes all the way to the forward side of the motor. So these two hoses are same size, same diameter. They're get a wrench, get these off. Some of these other side, there was one or two that were very hard to get off. I don't know if these are the original hoses or it's had hoses put on before, but well, this is a newer hose, I think here. At least it looks a little newer than the other ones. The other ones, you can just, this one up here, from my angle, I can see the wires in that hose, so it's not going to last too much longer. They're real stiff too. But I've been doing this for a while, buying standard length hoses and then buying fittings. That saves you from always having to buy a custom-made hose. And surplus center is pretty good. They have decent prices, and they have a lot of the adapters to adapt to a lot of different types of situations, and they have it in stock. And I think it's 4 to 5 days for me if I ship it from their place, UPS ground. So usually I know long before I do a project, so it's never a time that I need something overnighted. Okay. Catch all that oil in the pan. Get my hands cleaned off a little bit, and we'll switch around to the front side and take those fittings off. I'm just going to start right up here. The first one I come to, it's probably the easiest way to deal with this is take them as you come to them. And this is the forward one, so that goes up to the top position, going out of that. It's still leaking out of that one fitting. Okay, that's the first hose is almost out. This is just a little bit that way so I can get that oil out of the way. Catch all that old oil. Whatever don't get in the regular drip pan, we'll get in the big pan. See, let me just pull this out of the way altogether. Hopefully, now it'll get seized up on something, just lay it in the pan. And get into this one, I may have to steer it one way or the other for that one, but first try to take this lower hose. That was a small hose, so it's this one. There's a rock right there. Something's right there. Okay, let me see if I can reach that 7/8, yeah. Oh. This is a longer 7/8, I'll use that one. Got it finally. Didn't think I was gonna get that one. And then there's a size. The size 6 is back on the back. I didn't even realize it's back there. I gotta go around the back side to get to that one. So we're going back to the back here in a minute to get the size 6 one. There, I think I got it now. Yeah. Okay. Around the other side. Yep. Okay, we're going to start on the first one. It's going to need to be extended out. So I have a 90-degree elbow, a female coupler, and a male coupler. So I'm going to put these together. That'll give me a little bit extra. Just need a little bit extra length on this to reach. So we'll put that on there. So this is a little bit extra. I had to do something similar to this actually on the other side too. So it did involve more adapters, but it worked. So we got that. So I'm going to tighten up all these adapters before I put it on, but it looks like it's going to fit. Looks like it's going to fit perfect. So let me get the correct wrenches on here. I did jump the gun a little bit. I need to put the numbers, the one that has the size 6 fitting on first. I got to start from the back, putting these on from the back going forward. This will go down to the back here, the one we had so much trouble, which will be so much easier now. I'm just going to put them on this one side, and then I'll come back and install them in the right order. I guess keeping in the right order is the main thing, and something this usually don't have this kind of order you got to keep things in. So that will go right here. Angled right direction. The other hose is going to come right to the side, that side of it. So we don't want it to hit the body of the machine when it's turning. So we got to make sure we keep it up, and I'll check that. Make sure every little hose is in the correct orientation. Okay, for the next one it's the size 4 JIC. And that sticks down in between these two size 8s. And then we'll put the forward one that has 2 adapters on it. And I may end up buying another 2 adapters to adapt it up. I don't like it touching the other piece of hose like that. If I can get that piece of hose down, if I got it to go like that, that may be better. I may have to buy another one of those 90s, a long L90 off eBay. That'd be an easy thing to fix. I could just take that fitting off and put another one of those in there. So they said Surplus Center didn't have a long L, or you could even do that double piece that I did. That's going to bring it up pretty high though. But that long L will work good. So this last one goes all the way up to the top. That worked good. Next one, I take the cover off. Line it up. These are fitting pretty nice, I think. I guess I've been using these hoses from Surplus Center probably, I'm guessing, at least 4 or 5 years now. Never had one give me any leak problem or any trouble break. So I'm happy with them. And the cost, they're not real expensive. And the nice thing, I think you can find these same sizes at your local Tractor Supply or Rural King or wherever you buy tractor related supplies. Now this one's going to be the one that's going to give me troubles because it don't look like it goes any direction correctly. That just don't look right. But I don't know how else that thing could have been. But they did look twisted up. Probably if I went back in the video, it'd probably show exactly what I'm doing wrong. I think I got a couple threads. Yeah, I think I do. Yep. My hands are so covered with fluid that they don't want to grip this stuff right. They're slipping like crazy over top of these new fittings. Okay, last one is a number 4. Get the cap off that one. See where it's going to land at. Hope it's going to go right the way I want it, or I'm going to need an adapter. Looks like it's going to go right in there good. What do I have down there? This one's going to be questionable whether it's good or not. You know, that's one of the situations where may need to put it in between adapter in here to give just a little bit more length maybe. They also make a 45 adapter. Surplus Center does not stock that type, but you can find them on eBay. They're for SAE. I think it's 6502 is the prefix for the adapter fitting. But that's all put on there. I think I'm done. Just clean up my mess. And that was easy. It's getting warm out here, but thanks for watching my video. I hope you learned something. I plan to keep posting these kind of videos. I have a couple other things I want to do to this man lift, but I did some calculations and I figured to replace those 6 hoses, it was about $160 for the hoses and the custom fittings. So I don't know if that's cheaper than having all those hoses made custom, but the nice thing is if one of those hoses break, the most expensive hose, the larger one, I think was $13 or $14. So I could go and get a $14 hose and fix that. I don't know what that would be if I went to get a custom hose of that size, but I don't know. But again, thanks for watching. Hope you like my video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. If you have any comments, questions, I'll do my best to answer any of those comments in your comment section. That's it for this video. I decided to change out this fitting here that I was talking about earlier that needed a longer L on that 90. So I was doing an order to Clearwater Hydraulics, and I just said, well, I better order at this, and that way that fitting is further away from the hose. I don't like the hoses and fittings touching. The other thing I didn't say is that I was talking about the Surplus Center. It has a lot of things for hoses. They sell hoses with pipe threads on the end, male pipe threads on the end. They have the JIC, which I'm using here. Plus they have a lot of adapters. They have the SAE O-ring Boss adapters. They have O-ring face seal adapters. They have pipe thread adapters, and then they have the JIC. So if you go to their website, I'm going to put their link on there, and you can go and look at all the different kinds of adapters, hoses, and all different diameters and lengths that you can probably make up your own custom hoses, which I found I've done that a lot. So we'll replace this thing, and this should end this video. This should be a real simple change. If it's not, it's going to be bad. So basically just going to take this fitting off. There's going to be oil coming out of it. And I should have enough distance there, which I think I do, to get here on this and grab this fitting. Well, I didn't bring the right size wrench, but that worked even so. Give me the wrong size wrench. Put this long elbow on there. I made sure I had the right wrench for this. Wasn't thinking. I need a real small wrench for the end of that. Well, let's kind of line that up best we can so that it's straight down, already shaped. And push this back and line it back up on there. There, yeah, I wasn't holding it up high enough in the back. So it was down too far the other way. It should be angled forward a little bit. Now that looks a whole lot better. It's not touching any of the other hoses. So I'm happy with that. Here's this oil. or fluid, whatever you want to call it, hydraulic fluid. Okay, now that looks a whole lot better. I like the way that looks. It's worth spending the extra money to buy that other fitting.